And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
You encountered this guy in a puddle of his own vomit just outside a door, complaining about, the existential doom of life. And then you went in the room and you saw a bunch of these similarly dressed, robed figures vomiting over the side of a railing down into this gathering pool of vomit at the bottom of this room. Did anything else happen?
No, I think that's where we stopped.
Okay, cool. In that case, I just recapped the shit out of it. What do you guys do? It smells disgusting in there.
Oh dear, I feel like I'm gonna have like a reflex and I'm gonna start vomiting as well.
Okay. Just as you start, actually, you can make a Constitution saving throw just for fun.
I love you. You choose to do that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, choosing to vomit is a tricky thing to do.
It's not a reflex. It's a choice.
Yeah, this is what I do now. This is who I am.
Are you looking
I'm
for
just
the
opening my character sheet. And I'm just 1 second. What is this? Saving throws, Constitution. Let's roll.
Okay, yeah, you definitely vomit on the ground. And as you do, retch horribly to the side of this, like, circle of weirdly dressed figures, you notice they turn towards you in their weakened state, like clutching the railing. And just as they turn towards you on the railing, you notice their puddle of vomit on the lower floor starts to coalesce into a physical form and lunges at you. Now everybody can roll initiative as this room has turned aggressive all of the sudden.
I mean, you don't fuck around. Like, you just go straight into the action in this.
Okay, cool. As the retching sort of comes to a semi-halt, you see these weird robed figures barely standing and mostly almost fainting at this top balcony of this room. And the vomit itself has formed this physical shape that's lunging at you, but both of those things are happening relatively slowly, and Asger is the first to react. What do you do?
So, just a quick question. You were saying that the true strike cantrip, it doesn't work so that I get an, because if it says that it grants a brief insight into the target's defenses, it doesn't mean that I can sort of see what it's weak to and stuff, right? It just gives me a roll of advantage.
Yeah, it just gives you advantage on the attack. I think that text is just flavor text, like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's more like
double.
It's an insight into their martial arts type defenses. Like if they're standing with their knee a little bit not bent enough, then you know just how to slash it later.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Unless there's something else in the text of the spell that contradicts me, I think it's just flavor text.
No. Yeah, it literally, that's all it says. Okay, well, I'm going to do a level 3 magic missiles on that motherfucker.
On which you notice that the people on the upper balcony are attempting to, like, lunge towards you, but they're just too fucking keeled over to do a good job? Or are you focusing your attack on the vomit?
Are they armed at all? Are they just like people in robes who just jump on me with their gross vomit
I
face?
will say, yeah, you notice a couple of them appear to be armed. Maybe all of them, just more concealed armed. But yeah, you notice scimitars.
And just to update me so I understand the map. Sorry, I have so many prerequisites to do my turn here. I'm just freehand. So the guy I'm drawing around here is who is that?
That's the guy that was on the ground in front of the door, whining about his life before you moved past him.
So he is pretty much just lying there. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got those 5 dudes there. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm all up to date now.
You still have your Mi-6 box, I believe, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will do. You know what? No, I'm going to do magic missiles on that big vomit thing. I'm going to do all of them on that because I feel like that's going to be dangerous.
Dope. Go for it.
Okay. So let's see. So there are There are 3 darts plus 1 per
Level.
from.
So that'd be
So there 5, right?
5 darts, yeah, because you're casting it at level 3,
Okay.
right?
Correct.
Dope.
So let's see, and the I'm gonna do. Let's see. So roll. Should I just do 5d4 then?
Yeah, and then
Because
we would
I'm
have
doing
to
all.
add 5 to the end of it. Because it's 1d4 plus 1 per dart, so you're totally fine
So
to roll
5d4 plus 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
because all of
precisely.
them go to the same. Okay, cool.
to the same target, yeah. Oh, nice. 5d4 plus 5. 18 force damage as this series of 5 white, blinding bolts impacts with a disgusting slurping noise, like a into this vomit creature. Cool.
I'm gonna mute myself and turn off the camera just so I can keep eating, so you don't have to watch me.
Is-
But I'm still here.
No worries. Is that the end of your turn?
It is, yeah.
Cool. Next up is these culty looking people. You hear one of them say, just as they're like falling unconscious, "You've interrupted our ritual. We've made our offering, and now our offering will destroy you." And he needs to make a check. And he fails. He just collapses on the ground. The next one's going to make a check. He, where is it? Also fails, collapses on the ground. This one passes, and he is going to try to jump down from the balcony. He's going to make an athletics check to try to land. He fails to land very well, and so he's going to take fall damage. Okay, not that much fall damage. He just sort of looks like he landed a bit awkwardly. And he is going to try to scimitar Milksteak. So that's going to be an 11 to hit. Does that hit?
11 does not hit me.
Okay, so this cultist individual, this one is a female, is barely conscious, like leaning on their scimitar in order to stay standing and try to slash it at you, but instead they just fall on the ground. Then the next one is going to make a check. That is a fail. That one collapses on the ground. Then the last one collapses on the ground. And that is the end of their turn, as all of them, except one, are basically unconscious at this point. Next up is Milksteak.
I'm gonna turn myself into a black bear.
Okay, do you have the stats in front of you?
Yes.
Dope.
Yes, I do.
You are now a black bear. What does the black bear do?
Black bear will try to attack the vomit puddle.
Nice. Puddle attack. Go for it.
So I think it's bite and then claws.
Okay, so they both hit. So you see the 6 piercing damage as your teeth bite into this disgusting tasting puddle of vomit. And you're not pleased, but you notice that you've damaged it. But then as your claws slash through it, you notice that it splits into 2 slightly smaller jellies.
Oh no.
As your claws like slash it in twain. So I just got to do some quick maths here. And as they split into 2, they make a ploop sound. What can only be described as a ploop sound. Hold on. Okay, cool. Is that the end of the bear's turn, or would the bear like to do something else?
No, the bear is just gonna look menacing and just wave his paws at them like that.
Move his paws at them?
Terrifying.
Okay. Next up is these jellies. The first jelly is going to try to pseudopod. I'll say. The jelly is going to try to shove this cultist out of the way. So the jelly is going to make an athletics check. Yep, that succeeds. So he manages to shove this cultist out of the way, and then it moves over here. And so it's going to attack Smorgasborden with a pseudopod. Does a 21 hit? Yes, I feel like it would.
It does, but it does.
Okay, so that's 5 bludgeoning damage plus 5 acid damage. If you have a particular vulnerability or resistance to either, you can specify, but that's 10 damage overall.
How do you find out what you're resistant to?
It tends to be on the character sheet fairly near the top. Let me have a look.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have anything like that.
It should be on the right of your armor class. Should be.
Or defenses and conditions.
Yeah.
And shit.
Critical
It's also
hits,
like
fire.
if you have a particular item, sometimes items grant those sort of abilities.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good against fire, I think, but nothing else.
Wow, you've got disadvantage on a whole bunch of stuff on when not proficient with armor worn. Are you wearing armor you're not proficient with?
I don't know.
What armor are you wearing? Equipment. Sorry, I'm just looking at your character sheet now. Okay, you're wearing an adamantine. Oh, so you're wearing heavy armor. And you don't have proficiency with heavy armor. Okay, that would be why. When did you pick up an adamantine splint again?
Oh, I don't know. It's like 3 or 4 sessions ago.
I mean,
My armor class was really high.
I remember, but I'm just trying to... I mean, I know it happened. I just can't remember when.
I can't remember what the situation.
I think we purchased from that guy in the
I think so, yeah.
Things Incorporated.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Jesse or whoever.
you don't
Zane.
seem to... Oh, you're immune to critical hits. So if you look up in the top right, it says defenses. Because you're wearing that armor, you're immune to critical hits and something to do with fire, but I don't know what that is. It looks like a custom edition. Interesting. So I'm just letting you know that when you make an athletics, acrobatics, sleight of hand, or stealth check, you do it with disadvantage because you're wearing armor that is kind of a bit too heavy for you.
Right. Okay.
So you still get the benefit of it. It's like a trade-off.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Cool. And I don't see any resistance to acid or anything. Okay, sweet. So
10 damage.
yeah, so add that, and then the pseudopod is going to lunge towards Milksteak. So that's going to be a 20 to hit. So that does 4 bludgeoning damage plus 2 acid damage to the bear form.
Okay.
Cool. And that is the end of these pools of vomit jelly's turn. Did you have a question?
Sorry. No, it was 6. You said 4 and 2, yeah?
Yeah, 4 plus 2.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Okay, I'm at 13.
Smorgasbord's turn.
Okay. I was going to do like a flame blade, but I was hoping to get both at the same time, so I might do.
Meeseeks?
Clean the vomit puddle.
Well, I want to do flame because I'm hoping it would evaporate it as well.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was going to try some flame spells as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with a level 3. Okay, I'm going to do an ice knife, and hopefully it might kind of like.
Whoa, you did a 180 on the whole evaporating them.
Exactly, it's exactly. Right.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to evaporate them with fire. I go ice knife.
I'm going to go ice knife. I'm going to ice knife the one right next to me.
Okay. Isn't that a ranged attack? You'd be at disadvantage if it's right next to you.
Oh, I don't
60
know.
feet, 5 feet. Oh, that's the splash radius. Yeah, I think it's a thrown attack. So if you want to make use of it, you should probably go for the one that's further away from you.
Okay, I'll do that.
Cool.
Thanks.
So you rolled a 9, which I'm going to level with you is terrible, but it is good and it is good enough to hit this large puddle of vomit. So that does, you cast it at 3rd level, 5 piercing damage. Whoa, 20 cold damage to the 5 feet. So
Fuck.
Milksteak, you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
1 second.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so a 3 is not going to cut it.
God.
You take 20 points of cold damage
Um,
as this shard of ice basically goes straight through the liquid puddle, smashes on the ground, and smaller shards of ice cast themselves in all directions, mostly your face. But fortunately, that does do enough to kill entirely the other puddle that was actually right next to Smorgasborden, and kill this cultist, and kill that cultist.
And I'm reverting back to my druid form because my bear died.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I killed your bear.
It's fortunate that he was in bear form. And, this thing... Cool. Although, does the splash damage also count on the thing that got hit, or only the things in a 5-foot radius?
Yeah,
Nice.
it usually counts. There's 2 types of damage: the initial hit and then AOE. So I think it needs to do a saving throw to dodge
Target.
the.
Oh yeah, it's the target and each creature within 5 feet.
Yeah.
All right, so it's both. In that case, you also destroy utterly the creature itself, and it is what kind of damage is it? Piercing. Yeah, it's just destroyed. And then you have these semi-unconscious cultists on the left. So that was a big shard of ice that just maimed and killed a lot around it.
And I love that you're sitting there sipping a red wine and go like, "Heh, I'm going to evaporate them with my ice knife," and then you just
Absolute carnage.
fuck you, milk steak.
That's what happens when you go back into a corner. Doing.
When you do back into what? Sorry.
When you're back into a corner, you don't really know what you're doing. You're like
Exactly. Is that the end of Smorgasborden's murder round? Okay, that is Asger's turn.
All right. Well, I feel like I don't. It's just those guys that are there. And well, then I am gonna do just regular old. God damn it! I don't know what to do. I don't want to waste any. Oh no. Okay. I'll do magic missiles level 1.
Okay, so that's 3.
So it'll just be the 3. Yeah. So let me just roll 3d4 plus 3.
Okay, so you've got 8 damage.
Oh yeah.
We can just
I did
divide
all-
that by 3, but it's not going to divide evenly. Oh, it shows us the maths. Okay, so that's 2 to someone, 4 to someone, and 2
2,
to someone.
4, and 2.
So
Yeah.
in the order left to right that they appear?
Why not?
Okay.
I got no AOE dudes, so that I feel like that should be my next thing. Do we level up soon? Oh, I'm not going to get new shit at level 6, am I?
You will level up relatively soon, yes. But yes,
I'm not going to learn new spells at level 6.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure sorcerers gain the ability to learn new spells every level.
Okay, cool. Because then I'm going to look up some AOE. Because these guys, right now, you guys are doing like all the work, just killing whole rooms full of dudes in one go. You genocidal maniacs.
Exactly.
Genocidal druids.
Yeah, these peaceful, nature-loving creatures that just also love murder just as much.
That's it, especially when it's 6.
Cool. So you see these bolts of force come out of Asger's hands as manifesting as these white glowing orbs, and they just smash themselves into the face of each one of these cultists. Is that the end of Asger's turn?
It is, yeah.
Cool. Next up is the cultists. And you notice, finally, for the first time, Frumpfly, or Flea for short, joins the fight as he wasn't clearly paying attention before. So, wait, what was I up to? I was up to the cultist turn. So he's like, "Don't worry, guys, I've got it." And just as he says that, the cultist that was like feeling sorry for himself, resting on the door of this room, gets up and attacks Flea viciously.
No.
And so he's going to try to scimitar him. But before he does, he's got to make a Constitution saving throw to see if he can like stop the vomiting long enough to attack Flea. And he doesn't. He just goes to attack Flea with this long sword and then just instead vomits on himself and falls on the ground. And then we're going to see if the other cultists can do anything. So that's going to be another Constitution saving throw. That's another fail. They just vomit and fall on the ground. This one is going to try, fails, vomits, and falls on the ground. This one succeeds. So this one is going to move down here and try to attack Milksteak. So that's going to be this attack. Natural 1. So as they manage to stifle the vomit just long enough to raise their scimitar against you, you see the vomit comes out of their ears instead as they've got their mouth closed and they just collapse on the ground. That is Smorgasborden's turn.
Okay. I'm going to take it a bit easier this time. I'm not going to go mental. I'm just going to, just hand-to-hand combat, I'm just going to unarmed strike the person next to me.
You're going to unarmed strike the one in front of Milksteak, or the one in front of you?
This one. I'm trying to.
Cool, go for it.
From one extreme to another.
Okay, with an 11, you manage to strike out with your fist in a very manly way, but just not with enough force so that it just sort of bounces off their leather armor and they don't even register it in their vomiting stupor.
Oh. That's it. I'm happy with that go. I'm still a bit dazed after last.
Yeah, and you have a flashback of your days as an early half orc in the schoolyard, and they would always be wrestling and physical contests, and you just would come out on the bottom of everyone.
Yeah.
So like fisticuffs, you remember, are not your strength.
Go for the ice strikes. Remember, never go for fists.
Next up is Asger's turn.
Oh, it's me again. Oh wow.
At least I think so. Or maybe it's Flea's turn. Now let's just say your turn because he rolled low.
I feel like Milksteak hasn't done anything in ages.
Maybe I misattributed the order. Let's just give Milksteak a go. I mean, you all rolled terribly, so it doesn't really matter. Go on, Milksteak. It's your turn. What do you do?
I'll cast a frostbite on. You cause numbing frost from form on one creature that you can see within the range. So it's a cantrip, so it doesn't really consume anything.
Okay, which creature do you choose within range?
Within range is
Cool Whip.
this one.
The top left one.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
And
Okay, they need to make a Constitution save, which they succeed. So do they take any damage or half damage?
unfailed save target. So unfailed save target takes 2d6 damage and has a disadvantage for the next weapon attack.
Okay, so therefore on a success nothing happens?
Yeah, I don't really understand because...
Yeah, when it doesn't specify, I think that usually means that nothing happens on a success. They
Oh
just
no,
resist
sorry,
it.
on a failed save, sorry. Yeah, nothing happened, sorry. Yeah, I'm being
Okay.
an idiot.
Okay, cool. So basically the way this manifests itself is that you reach out your hand and all this cold energy emits from it and you see these little frosty, crushed ice effects start forming on the outside of this cultist's body, but, you know, unconscious in a puddle of his own vomit, doesn't seem to notice or care. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Next up is... I'm going to say next up is... Because I've got to remember where I was up to. I'm going to give Flea a turn. So Flea is going to try to attack this guy that tried to attack him and then fell on the ground. So Flea is going to try to scimitar his ass. But with a 6, he manages to miss and just, like, realize that his sword is heavier than he expected. All right, guys, I've got this one. Don't worry, you take the others. I'll get him next time. And then it's gonna be Smorgasbord's turn.
I feel like I had one quite recently.
Okay, we're gonna skip you and go to Asger because I had to put someone into the order that wasn't previously, and it's like thrown off the order.
I think Asger is next, yeah.
Well, I don't trust Flea to, he's one of those guys who says, I got it, and then he totally doesn't got it. So I'm going to cast a level 2 Scorching Ray on that piece of shit who turned around and attacked Flea. I don't take too kindly to
We don't take kindly to that kind of behavior around here. All right, I think that's a ranged spell attack, right?
It is indeed, yes. So Scorching Ray level 2. It shoots 3 rays.
Mm-hmm.
Each ray does 2d6 of fire damage.
Okay, but I think you have to hit with each of them.
Yes. When you cast a spell, you use a spell for 3 or higher per additional rifles above seconds. Okay, so it's just the 3. So let's see. So if I do that,
Okay.
and that.
So what happens is the first ray in your attempt to not hit Flea you overcompensate and shoot it directly into the ceiling, and it scorches the ceiling for no effect. But the next 2 rays, you manage to refine your aim and basically scorch this guy in his forehead and reduce him to just ash. He's just scorched like if you added a cotton t-shirt to a bonfire. And Flea looks over his shoulder and says, "Oh, thanks, man. Oh, that really took an item off my agenda. I appreciate that."
You got it, Flea. I got your back.
Nice. Is that the end of Asger the Flaming's
It
turn?
is. It is.
Cool. Flea is instead going to go, "Oh, well, all right. Well, that takes care of that. I'm going to go... I'll move through you all, guys, and I can't get through." So he's just gonna say that. Don't worry, I'll watch our backs. And then it is gonna be.
Good job.
I feel
job,
like it's roughly Smorgasborden's turn now.
Okay.
Because I'm the GM. The laws of space and time bend around my will. It is now your turn.
Do what the fuck I want.
I'm going to do an ice knife. It's a ranged attack. I'm going to
I remember it from earlier,
but not...
where it killed everyone.
Just in case you've forgotten what this...
No, I love it. I love getting information. It's helpful, but it's like it's particularly memorable because in the minds of these cultists, it's like they're Vietnam.
Hey guys, remember that time I did the ice knife?
It was a good time, wasn't it?
Except that was a third
Hold my wine.
That was a 3rd level. I'm gonna rain it, pull it back slightly and go for a 1st level ice knife.
Okay, so you're going for the one that's which of the 2 that are furthest away from you?
Kind of the back, top left, top right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Top right.
Yeah.
This one here.
Yeah.
Cool, go for it.
Let's see what happens. I'm a little bit nervous.
I am as well.
Oh yeah, well with the 21, it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. It succeeds. So does that mean it takes half damage?
You create a shard of ice. It'll miss.
Oh, or take. So if it succeeds, it doesn't take any damage from the splash damage, but it still takes the regular damage. So basically, you throw this ice knife at this cultist. It sustains the damage as this knife is basically embedded into her like torso, but the fleshiness of her torso has absorbed it and prevented it from shattering, rather than it going through and through and hitting the ground. So
Everyone, yeah.
she just absorbed it. But she looks on death's door, so you feel pleased with the level of murder this round. Is that the end of Smorgasborden's turn?
No, I'm going to move down here because I got attacked quite hard earlier, so I'm going to
Nice.
get
Okay.
out of there.
I'm gonna say probably I don't know, Milksteak's turn.
I'm gonna try to poison spray them.
Okay, go for it. Constitution saving throw. So that one fails. That's a success, and then a fail. So 2 fails and 1 success. So on what happens on a success?
The creature must succeed Constitution saving throw or take a 2d12 damage.
Okay, and there's no half or anything like that?
No.
Okay, cool. So that means one of them is utterly killed as their body turns into like a sponge of flesh with holes in it as the corrosive poison just, consumes their organic matter. And the other 2 seem like unaware because they're probably just lying face down in their vomit, and the vomit is insulating them against the poison cloud.
We've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah. Next up is the cultist's turn, and so the cultist is going to try to get up out of their puddle of vomit, and they succeed. So this one is going to try to scimitar Asger. So that's going to be a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
Yes.
Oh, that's 3 slashing damage as this mostly dehydrated from constant vomiting cultist tries to hit you, but there's not a lot of muscle behind it. And then the other one is going to try to get up. And they succeed, and they're going to try and slash... Actually, they're going to move... Yeah, they're going to try and slash Milksteak, so that's going to be a 20 to hit for 4 slashing damage. As this one, instead of putting more muscle behind it, they just let themselves fall onto you, and the force of it, like, slashes you for 4. And you've got a disgusting smelling cultist, like, reclined on you. Like a drunk person at a party that you're forced to look after. Did you make the necessary amendments?
Yeah, 1 second, doing it now. Yeah.
Cool. Then I'm going to say... Smorgasborden's turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just my whim.
I like working with whims. This is tricky. I'm gonna go flame blade.
Okay.
Check I'm not gonna kill my friends.
Do like a friendly fire check.
Yeah.
It was quite funny.
Attack the target.
Yeah, I think flame blade is fairly melee based.
Yeah. So, is it melee based? It's not ranged.
I don't know. You'd have to check the spell, but I think based on the description, it's like a sword made of flame.
Yeah. Isn't the one that you cast on a weapon, so not necessarily even you equipping the blade?
Blade in your free hand. The blade is similar. So you can use your action to make a melee spell attack. Okay, yeah, cool. So in that case, I'm going to move in. I can do this, right? I can move first.
Yeah, you can move through allies' space. It's just more difficult when you're moving through the space of an enemy.
And then I'm going to flame blade.
Go for it. Okay, with a natural 1, you need to roll a d20 to see how that goes. Okay. With a 9, you basically hold the flame blade beside your leg as you're contemplating your, like, strike, but you let it sit there for too long, like holding a fry pan, and it just sort of burns your thigh a little bit, and you go, oh, jeez! You don't take damage, but it's like fighting with a flame blade 101. It's embarrassing, man. Do you have another attack, or is it what happens now? Is that the end of your turn?
I think so.
I can't remember whether you guys have multiple like attacks per round yet. It depends on your class, but I think druids and sorceresses aren't in that category. I think it's like paladins and fighters get like 2 attacks per round sooner.
I haven't had anything like that, no.
Cool. All right.
No, I don't think that.
Next up is Asger, because I'm going back to the turn order now, and we'll just see how that goes.
You're just kind of cool that way.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to whip up my crossbow, and I'm going to shoot the fucker that attacked me in the face.
Such a fucker move.
It's a fucker move indeed. So, again, remind me how these arrows, the ones that bounce, if I hit someone, will it go through them and then I can hit someone else as well?
Yeah, it's basically one success has the potential to lead to another. But if you miss, then the arrow's cool ability, it's fueled by blood. Think of it that way. Okay,
so if I miss the first one, it won't continue.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't work that way.
Cool. I just need to. Okay. So I'll use the one that bounces twice, and I'll attack the one, this one right there.
Well, that one's within melee range, so you're better off going for the one further away.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
But then you might be able to go through it and hit the other one.
That's what I'm gonna try and do. All right, so I'm just gonna.
I love it when I invent game mechanics and they just work out so well. With a 7, you manage to take aim and fire, but you get a particularly strong whiff of vomit in your nostrils at that moment, and you start retching and shoot the floor, and it goes ping, pa, ping, pa, ping, ping, ping. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Yeah, I wanna roll again just to see if I can roll higher.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Just because no, let's do something fun. You know, in the movies when the incompetent hero like misses the handgun shot at the car that's driving away, and then they try to throw the gun at the person because clearly shooting it isn't working. You can try to throw your crossbow at this guy if you roll a either dexterity or athletics check with disadvantage, and depending on the roll, I'll let the actual throwing of the crossbow damage him.
I am throwing my crossbow at a dude who stands right next to this weird abyss thing, though, right?
I think it's not an abyss. It's just representing the puddle of vomit.
Okay, so it's not like a big hole that I'm going to throw my...
It looks more like a poorly constructed well to contain the vomit puddle.
I got you. So, sorry, you were saying, what am I rolling?
So you can choose either athletics or dexterity, and you got to roll with disadvantage because obviously you're not doing a proper attack. You're throwing a crossbow in frustration. Okay, with a 4, I'll say you throw the crossbow. It bounces off Milksteak's head and manages to hit the cultist. So roll a d4 for me. Roll a d4 for me. Okay, 2. Milksteak, you take 2 bludgeoning damage, and so does the cultist as this huge wooden crossbow ricochets off your head.
Okay, and as I do that, I exclaim, "Aha!" Just because I felt like that added some flavor.
Nice. I'm gonna call this the like questionably beneficial but also detrimental option. If anyone has something crazy they want to do, then let's make it happen. Flea is gonna try to push through you guys, and he's gonna make an athletics check to try to go through the space of the enemy. But you know he's a tiny goblin, so I don't know how good his athletics is gonna be. 15. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Let's see what the cultist rolls. 8, yeah. Flea just shoulder charges this cultist out of the way and starts stabbing it with his scimitar. And that's a 13. That's going to hit for 2 slashing damage. You watch Flea with just rage in his eyes stab this cultist in front of Smorgasborden in the back of the neck and just stay clinging to the back of its body as it dies.
Yes. Well done, Flea.
Nice.
Lifesaver.
And Flea said, "Oh, that feels good. That feels good. That was great." Next up is Milksteak's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna try just unarmed strike. Oh no. Use my carrot blade that I haven't used in a while.
Okay, roll a d20 to see how bad your natural 1 is.
Oh! Sick burn, Sam.
Okay, with an 18, you take out your carrot blade and you're trying to attack the one directly in front of you because it's the only one left. And you manage to shove the carrot blade in the cultist's mouth, like barely conscious mouth. And instead of hurting it, you feel like you've given him slightly more vitamin C than he had before.
You gagged him a bit, So
you prevented him from contracting scurvy. Yeah. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna use my so it's the bonus move or action. I'm gonna use the wild shape myself in a crocodile.
Okay, yeah. If wild shape is a bonus action, then yeah, you can totally do
that. Or as a bonus action.
What does the beginning of wild shape say?
No, I was just reading from a different point because my cursor was there now. Is you can stay in a B shape for 2 hours before reverting back to normal, or as a bonus action earlier.
Yeah, but what is it doesn't say like as an action turn into a beast at the beginning of the description?
It counts as an action, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so is there anything else you want to do with your turn, or are you finished?
No.
Okay,
finished.
This cultist is going to try to contain his vomit, but he isn't able to, so he just keeps vomiting on the ground. And next up is Smorgasborden.
Okay. The level 1 ice knife.
You hear just as you're preparing your ice knife, a semi-muffled. Okay, your turn.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, with a 24, that's looking pretty good.
That does look good,
I will
thank God.
give them their dexterity saving throw, which they succeed, but it doesn't matter. Just the ice knife impaling this cultist is enough. How do you want them to meet their doom?
I'd like the ice knife to create an ice knife out of their own vomit, which then kind of like flies through and pierces them between the eyes.
Fucking hell, man. You changed.
That's great. I love that.
Remember when I used to try and negotiate with everybody?
Impaled with an ice knife made of their own frozen vomit, they lie there, bloodied and corpse-like a corpse on the ground. Cool.
Yes.
We are out of combat. Well done, everyone.
Oh damn.
I mean, I gotta say, that was the weirdest fight ever. Like, it's set up like this big ass, like, oh my god, and then we just, like, killed, or I say we, Sean just killed the actual threats within the first, like, round. And then we just been faffing around with these drunk fucking psychos for, like, half an hour.
It's like trying to flick off flies or something. Like, go away, just go away.
Just fucking die.
You
What are
cast it at a
doing?
3rd level, too, so it was like you rolled 4d6, which was a 6, a 5, a 5, and a 4. It was a big roll.
What the
Some
one
crazy
the
shit.
genocide roll?
Your ice knife, you cast it at a 3rd level. It was big.
It was huge. Yeah, I think it's because I'd just been attacked for 10 damage, so I was a bit scared.
As the smell of putrid vomit settles upon the room and adds to that the smell of corpses newly formed, you notice very little in the room except for a half-empty cask sitting in the sort of corner of the room next to the door.
What's a cask again?
Like where you keep
barrel.
whiskey or wine.
That's it.
Let's open
I'll
it.
try to investigate it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it doesn't need to be opened. It's half empty, and it appears to contain like a oily, yellow, syrupy substance.
I'll taste it.
Okay, you need to roll a d4.
No hesitation.
Yes.
No surrender.
Like a student.
Sorry, 2d4 you said?
1d4, please.
Oh, sorry. 1d4.
Okay, you basically immediately vomit for about 5 or 6 seconds, and it tastes sort of sickly sweet as the syrup that you consumed immediately comes rushing back to the surface. And you
Okay, so I'm
suddenly...
assuming
Yeah,
this
go
is
on.
what we need to make that thing. Should we pour it out?
You hear Flea say, "Oh yes, definitely."
So does anyone have an empty vial of sorts? I feel like we must have used the potion. I'm just thinking maybe we should keep a vial of it. It might come in handy.
Yeah.
Do we have a decanter, any of us?
I think one of you guys used a health potion on Tommy Two Butts' device, so you would theoretically have to have an empty flask as a result.
Oh
of
yeah, that was Sean, wasn't it? Sean, you used the whole potion,
I
so
did. I
you would
used
have
the
them.
potion of healing. Yeah.
So do you want to take your empty flask and top it up
Yeah.
with this weird throw-up liquid?
Yeah. Happy to do that.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right.
do you guys
so we
do now?
got that, and then we
In my note.
pour it out.
Yeah, I would add that to
Yeah.
your notes because it is very much not a standard D&D item.
It's not exactly canon, is it?
Flask of vomit juice.
Gross. Then I kick the cask to its side to empty it.
Okay. It smells... A sickly sweet aroma fills the room, mingling with the stench of corpses and the existing embedded smell of vomit.
All right. On that note, I'll go to this door and open it because I want to get out of this room. This was
Okay.
Yeah,
this
the
is
vomit's
the
good.
worst room so far.
You
I'm
open it
starting to
successfully.
actually taste it.
And I just step right through. I don't care what's on the other side. I just step right in there.
Okay. You see a corridor, and the corridor leads down to another door.
Nice, let's open that door.
Open that one as well.
Okay, I shall describe it to y'all. Okay. We've had a lot of fun so far, but this room feels truly horrifying. Near darkness fills the room, and the sound of gently sloshing water echoes off the walls. A rowboat bobs in a slow-moving stream, tied by a rope to a small concrete pier in front of you. The horrid, oily water flowing in the stream looks suspiciously like pancreatic juice.
I don't know what pancreatic juice looks or smells like, but I don't like the sound of it.
No, it does not sound good.
Right.
You hear Flea say in the background, "Oh, I don't like the sound of this."
It reminds me of that episode of Rick and Morty when they go into that homeless person as like a attraction park.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's
Good
right.
reference.
Inside, like how it was called.
Yeah, it's got a cool name, but I don't remember what it is. It's like
No,
Inside Land or Jerry Land or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, that was the one. That was the episode that really got me into Rick and Morty.
That was the episode that got into Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it's like the theme park one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's so weird, bro.
Yeah, really weird. Yeah. What do we do? Do we just kind of like?
Well, there's
wait
only
for it?
one way forward, guys. Yeah.
Just go in.
Do I have a spell that can protect me from this?
Pirates of the Pancreas, or how it was called.
Nice.
Fuck it.
That was a really good pop culture pun right there. In Aranos' second language, no less. Actually, I just assume, like, did you learn English as a second language or as a first language, Aranos?
Second.
Second, okay, cool. Either way, like a pop culture pun in a second language is very impressive.
No, I think it was the name as well, that the actual name.
Of the episode.
I didn't come up with that.
Got it.
Right.
I'll give you partial credit, half points. So what
A
happens?
slow clap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a golf clap as opposed to like a standing ovation.
Should have kept it. You shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, so tell me what you guys do. Apparently Milksteak jumps into the water. Is that what that icon is meant to represent?
Yeah. I was the first one in.
Or you're trying to get into the
I'm-
rowboat or the water?
Rowboat.
The rowboat is
Yes.
the thing in front of you right here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Cool. Excellent. So the room is only illuminated by a dim light that seems to be just emanating from the walls. You don't really know where it comes from. And are you gonna, like, what's the word? Untie the rowboat from its mooring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unmoor
Wait,
it.
there's Flea. We need to get Flea with us.
Oh, you see Flea go, "Wait for me!" And then he jumps in. Cool.
Sweet.
You see the rowboat gently starts flowing downstream.
Row.
The walls flash as you flow down the stream with bright images. On one wall, you see a parrot. On the other wall, you see a gold doubloon. On the next wall, you see a treasure map. The dread is palpable. And
Pirates, indeed.
you distantly hear like a harpsichord playing a jaunty tune.
What's the tune? I like it.
That's the jaunty tune. About 5 minutes later, as you see more of these sort of pirate-themed images flash on the walls on either side of you, and the jaunty music gets even jauntier, you see a glowing exit sign hanging over a dimly visible door straight ahead of you. So I'll give you a rough approximation. You're kind of like this. Is that enough of you? 1, 2, 3, yeah. Cool. So, and you see as the sort of glowing exit sign comes into focus, you notice that the stream continues to the left, but the glowing exit sign is on like a little bank. So you have a choice. What do you do?
I feel like the exit sign is not real, right?
Yeah.
Or is it? And it's just like one of those.
You can make a insight or perception check if you want to determine its realness.
Yes, please. See which is higher.
Oh, wow. With the 23, you notice that this exit sign is very real, but it is not powered by electricity. It appears to be powered by some sort of arcane looping enchantment. And it seems to be flickering in a very stylistic but repeating pattern, like zzz, 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 rather than random flickering that would be caused by
So it's
actual
designed.
electricity. So this is what Smorgasborden notices with insight. Asger, with a 12 perception check, you notice that the bit of land, the banks, the bank that this sign is atop, looks like a little bit of sand mixed with earth, like a fairly dirty little mini beach.
Well, if it is the exit, I feel like why would we want to leave? I'm having a good time in this dungeon. I say we stay on the thing and go around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shall we
apart-
agree?
Yeah.
Apart from the sick and the pancreatic fluid, like, it is quite fun.
I mean, it's a jolly good ride.
Yeah. Okay, let's hop back
Let's
on the
stay
boat.
on. Yeah.
Stay on the boat.
Yeah.
Stay on the boat.
You see Flea say, okay, whatever you guys say, I'm having a great time. And you guys continue down this way. Okay, you find yourself gazing into a cavern of nightmares. As you turn the corner into the larger chamber, you notice magically animated pirate mannequins acting out their twisted desires. Some clank mugs together, others sit atop barrels and belt out demonic shanties. Oh, I sit on a dead man's chest, a dead man's chest. And it's not a very good song. And still others play keep away with a stolen peg leg. It's mayhem of the worst kind. Piratical. At the prow of a horrible wooden ship that takes up most of this space stands a mannequin wearing a large, terrifying pirate hat. And you notice your boat gently drifting towards this scene.
Man, piratical is a great word. Is that a real word?
I feel like it is.
That's a fantastic word. I'm going to use
Yeah,
it.
I feel like it should be,
I'm a
Yeah.
fan of it.
if it's not already.
Okay.
You know, like relating to pirates. We're all on the same page with that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
That's what the
Wow, look at
that's what the pirate looks like. The pirate mannequin on the prow of this huge wooden ship looks like.
He looks like he could do with some ice blading.
What do you guys want to do? Should we just board sneakily, or should we announce ourselves and see if we can talk our way into something?
I mean,
I
feel
think
like
we
all I
should
do is-
announce. Yeah.
I've got some sneaky spells and things. Maybe I can try and sneak past and see what's beyond him.
As the boat drifts closer, slowly, with the current towards this large wooden ship, everybody needs to make a stealth check. Oh, wow. Okay. Smorgasborden, as everyone else is crouching down and try to make themselves look invisible, Smorgasborden, coughs loudly and, coughs up some phlegm. And you see the mannequins turn with unnatural speed to stare at you, and your boat grinds to a halt.
Oh no.
Ahoy, my hearties! His voice booms. Answer me a riddle, or I'll scuttle ye.
Go on.
What's scuttling? It might be nice.
Riddle me what?
A landlubber has a barrel full of gold coins that weighs 500 pounds. Then he puts something in the barrel, and ho, now it weighs less than 500 pounds. What did he put in the barrel, ye dogs?
His hand, because he grabs stuff from it.
Or a helium balloon that carries the gold away.
No.
I think yours is better.
I don't know. It feels like one of those Rick riddles, right? It's gonna make It's going to be cynical and not make any sense.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean,
No.
I got nothing better than a hand.
No. There's the
So I don't know.
classic, putting a hole in the barrel. You can put a hole in the barrel and then things escape from it.
Mm. Yeah, that's another thing.
What is ye answer?
I'm happy to go with hand. If it's
I'm
hole,
happy to.
I'm
I'm
isolating
happy to
it.
go with hole. I'm happy to go with hole. I feel like they're the same thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like theoretically, you put something in order to remove
Remove
what's in there.
something. Yeah, yeah.
So Arunas, you're the impartial. You decide.
I'll go with the hole.
Hole,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
All right.
Okay, so what do you guys yell out?
A
A
hole.
hole.
Okay. You see the captain's mouth slowly open into an unnatural screaming shape, like a big O, and a black cloth object flies out of it, landing neatly between you all in the rowboat.
Does that mean we're
Is
right
that?
or wrong? Can we
Yeah.
investigate the black cloth?
You
Is it
also
a
you
hole?
can make an investigation check, and as you're doing that, you notice your boat continues suddenly flowing onwards past this large pirate ship towards the right. An 18, a 22, natural 20. Okay. Cool. Is anyone else making investigation, or do I do results now?
Do the results.
Okay. What you have here is called a portable hole. And you can find that in your equipment section. It's like a D&D item. And it basically enables you to put a hole in pretty much any surface. There are some limitations, and go through that hole. It's like carrying a hole with you. You also find inside of it, as you unwrap it, is one platinum piece, which is worth 10 gold pieces. And it's got the word doubloon written on it in like really primitive handwriting.
Oh, that's really funny. All right, who wants their hole? I reckon we all want it. It doesn't really matter. We are going to be using it in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone else can go for it because I can't find it.
It's in,
All
yeah,
right,
it should be in the equipment section.
Yeah, I'll take it then.
Okay,
Because
cool.
everyone knows you already have your cape of many things you never use anymore. So I'm
do.
gonna.
Oh yeah, I forgot about my cape. I'm wearing it right now, but I think I lost the stuff that those patches. I don't remember what was on those patches. I remember that I had a boat. That's about it.
As in, did you write it down on like physical piece of paper or something?
Yeah, on a physical piece of paper when you were playing at your house, and then I think I lost the paper.
Okay, well, do you remember how many items you've used from it? I think you used the
Just
pit
two.
and the portable ram, right?
No, I used the hole.
The pit in the ground. It's a 10-foot
Yeah,
pit.
the pit and the portable ram. Not an animal portable ram, but
Yeah, but an actual like thing that the SWAT team uses to break down a door.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, how about at the end of this session, we'll do like a re-roll of those items,
Oh yeah.
and you can take down like the items like new.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so you guys come to a door, just an unmarked door, and a little bit of like a mini beach as the rowboat comes to a stop. You hear in the background like some pirate shanty as all the mannequins sing together. Oh, they sit on a dead man's chest, and then we go to the locker.
I like that. That sounded good.
Right.
Pirates and cannons and pirates and gold and rum and pirates and gold.
So tell me again. I didn't quite understand. What are we seeing?
Oh,
Yeah.
you basically, just like that little mini beach where the exit sign was hovering over a door, you've come to another mini beach, and the rowboat that you're in has sort of beached itself on this tiny piece of land, and there's another door, but with no labeling.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Oh, yeah. Let's get out of the boat
Yeah,
and
do it.
open it.
Okay. You open the room. You open the door. You see a room. The room is totally, completely, and suspiciously empty. The only visible feature is the exit door on the other side. Allow me to elucidate.
Should we plonk a Meeseeks in there? Tell the Meeseeks to go and open the door on the other side?
Yeah. All right. Got about the Meeseeks. We could have got the Meeseeks to kill those vomiting people. Oh, well.
Yeah, I did say that, but no one listened.
Oh, sorry.
So, do you guys still in the doorway, or do you walk into the room?
We're not- we're gonna
Still
send
in
the
the
Meeseeks.
doorway, right? Yeah, let's send the Meeseeks in first.
Okay. All right.
Because
So
I don't want to be in there, because the door's going to close behind us, and then shit's going to go down inside that room. So I just wanted to make sure first.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
okay. So you press the button, and you see a Meeseeks appear before you. Let me just get one of their icons. And you see it's got blue skin and that little orange patch of hair at the top, and it says, "I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!" And what do you ask it to do?
Open the other door.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely! I'm Mr. Meeseeks! And he goes over to the other side, and he starts pulling on the door, but the door doesn't seem to be budging. And he says, "I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!" And he just keeps pulling on it, and you can see sweat beading on his forehead as the situation escalates.
Are we gonna have another one of those?
Oh no, we should have worded it correctly and asked him to try to open the door.
Look
Do we
at
just
me!
do we just walk? Do we just follow him inside then before this gets worse?
Yeah.
He'll turn on us, won't he? Like last time, he'll be like, "I can't fulfill my promise," and he'll attack us.
I feel like he can't go that crazy immediately. He needs to try
that's
for a
true,
lot
that's true.
more than this. I feel like he can't attack us immediately. That would be a weird mismeeting. Okay, let's go inside then. Let's all go in together, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's see what awaits.
you walk into the room. I'll say roughly like that. The door doesn't close behind you or anything, but suddenly the other door that the Meeseeks was trying to open suddenly opens, and the Meeseek says, "Look at me," and then goes and disappears. So the door opens, and an identical party of adventurers enters the room, eyeing you suspiciously. It's not a cursed mirror or whatever. I'm not a rip-off artist. These are identical versions of you. In the interest of efficiency, I sent another dimension's versions of you into the dungeon right when you started, so, it's all good. Admittedly, this party is pretty awkward, but I'm sure we can sort it out. They just keep, stepping from side to side and looking. Hello.
So how long?
Yeah.
How's it hanging?
How you guys doing?
Good. We just been through some shit, like in this. Been killing a lot of dudes and pirates and stuff and wizards and all that. Like, what did you do over there?
Yeah, we've just had a pretty difficult time of it. We had these couple of obstacles, and then we had to get past this guy. Not bad. What have you guys been like?
I think we discovered like a strength potion. A yellow, sweet tasting strength potion with Smorgasborden, so I'm just gonna take that potion from Smorgasborden and I'll give them to them.
Okay, so you give the potion of vomiting to them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, a similar version of Milksteak goes over to the version of Smorgasborden and takes the dagger from that version of Smorgasborden and gives it to you guys and be like, "Yeah, this is it's a dessert dagger. It tastes great." And you give them the vomit potion, and you see one of them starts to sniff it suspiciously. But then the version that looks like Asger on the other side says, "There can only be one," and starts running at you with their sword drawn and tries to stab you. And suddenly, each of you is isolated in a one-on-one against the version that looks just like you. There's weird fog suddenly filling the room, obscuring everyone's vision of the other, members of your party. And now you need to roll initiative.
Oh my.
It's like the end of Zelda 2.
Or the movie The One with Jet Li.
Oh shit. And cue boss music as well.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, cool. Let me just grab a quick... Actually, no, I can grab it right now. First to react is Asger. Thank you for filling time vamping while I set up. I don't know why it's called vamping, but apparently it is. Asger, what do? You're faced with a guy that looks almost exactly like you, but their hair is parted on the other side.
Oh, I had hair. Well, because I don't fuck around, so fuck. Do I do the scorching missile, or do I do? No, I'm gonna do magic missile because they're guaranteed to hit. So I do a level 3. Okay, so I'll just roll like this then. So roll level 3 magic missile. So that's 5d4 plus 5.
Oh, wow. But no, you have to roll to hit. Oh, magic missile. Wow, you're casting it at what level?
3.
Nice. You have another level 3 spell slot? You guys are powerful as fuck. How many HP do you have, by the way?
When I'm at full health, I have 27.
Okay. Wow.
But I don't have 27 now. That was my last level 3 spell slot, by the way.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you see this series of 5 bolts of white energy, and Asger is the only one that sees this, and the other version of him just pummel this other version of Asger, and he's suddenly bleeding from the nose, the ears, the eyes, and he looks well fucked up.
And then I shout, "Yield!"
Okay, make a intimidation check. Oh yeah, he looks scared as fuck, and he says, "What? I mean, why didn't you keep that iPhone, by the way, dude? Why did you give that away?"
Why did you give it away?
Oh, I kept mine, and he takes it out and he shows it to you.
Right. I'll spare you if you give me your iPhone.
Never. And he starts like dialing it, but he doesn't really know how to dial it, so he just keeps pressing numbers, and he's still on the lock screen. He hasn't figured out how to unlock it. And that is the end of that turn. Next up is Milksteak. What does Milksteak want to do?
I'm gonna surprise my counterpart, and I'm gonna cast a magic missiles as well of the one that I got it a while ago.
You're gonna do
level 7 magic missiles.
Sorry, when did you get a magic missiles again? Oh, you have a wand from that little tiny miniature room. Is that what are you saying? You're using that item?
Yeah. So level 7. So I don't know how it works. So I can cast level 7 magic missiles, and I got 7 charges.
No, that sounds crazy overpowered.
Yeah, if you've got a wand of magic missiles, that's not how they work. Yeah, you can cast a level 7 magic missiles if you want to, but that uses all 7 charges. Because each charge is like one level of the spell, right?
Yeah, it just says like, level 7, and I have 7 charges. But yeah, if you say that it works that way, I'm not gonna argue.
Which part are you reading?
Why are you doubting it so much? Like, well, if you say that, I guess we're gonna have to do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I never used it before, so first I'm playing D&D.
You can put the text from the item in the chat if you want, and we can read it together. I just want to see how what you're reading is the same or different to what I'm reading.
It just shows.
We're all learning together.
This.
Oh, here we go.
Also a description.
Each dot has you can charge. Okay, yeah. So it doesn't say. Oh, actually, yeah. That's basically just the magic missile spell, but that's not the same as the item. Like, let me give you the link to the item spell. Like, level 7 magic missile is awesome.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it, but you will consume all the charges of it.
Yeah.
And it expends 1d6 plus 1 charges every day at dawn. So you can regenerate it, but it takes time.
Okay, so I'm gonna use level 5. Then I'm gonna keep 3 charges to regenerate them.
Okay, so that means 4 plus 3, 7 bolts, I think, because a level 1 magic missile is 3 darts. Yeah, so that's 7 darts. So roll 7d4 plus 7.
Roll 7d.
4 plus 7.
Plus.
That works out, right? Did I calculate that right? Yeah, cool. 74 plus 7, 20 force damage. And how much health do you have normally, Milksteak?
Normally I got 28.
Okay, so, all right. Therefore, this thing looks well fucked up. You see these 7 bolts of force energy as you release them from this tiny wand. It's like, imagine holding a needle for, like, repairing a sock. And 7 enormous white bolts of energy just pummel this guy that looks just like you. And he says, "Why? Why? There can only be one." And is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Next up is Flea's turn. And Flea says, "You might look like me, but I'm going to fuck you up." And he's going to scimitar his... He's going to scimitar his opposite, and he manages to just connect for an impressive 8 slashing damage. And you hear a gurgled, like bloody, curdling scream, like, "Ah!" Boom. And you're not sure what happens, but because there's fog separating all you guys, but you hear that scream, and you hear Flea, or someone that sounds enormously like Flea, goes, "Yay!" Next up is Smorgasborden. Sorry, what was that?
I really hope that was our Flea, because
Or
I could settle for their Flea. I'm sure he will be fine either way. I just feel like I want our Flea to not die.
Flea, yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna go for a flame blade.
Nice. Okay, so with an 18, that definitely hits, I think. 1d20 plus 6. Yeah, that hits. What your armor class is what, Sean? I mean, Smorgasborden? 19. Then you miss. You clang against your own armor, and your flames reflect back on you, causing you to go red-faced with embarrassment. Do you want to do something with like a bonus action or movement, or are you going to try a smack talk your version of yourself?
I'm just going to gently caress his face and say, "It's okay. It's okay."
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
I was tempted to do that before, but now...
Okay. Now make an insight check for your, like, double. Oh, yeah. He sees right through you and he says, "How dare you try to appeal to my sexual dynamism?" And that is the end of the Smorgasborden guy's turn. That means we're going to come round to Smorgasborden's turn. So the double this time is going to do a ice knife. So make an ice knife attack. And it's going to be... You don't have to use up a spell slot, because this is going to be the other guy attacking you.
What level?
1. So yeah, if casting it consumes a spell slot, remember to like uncheck that spell slot. Now you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay. So yeah, okay, I got it.
Okay. You fail, so you take 13 damage, some of which is piercing and some of which is cold damage. And so does Asger and Flea. And you hear Flea go, "No! Not my life!" Ugh. And
I'm dead
you're
now.
not...
I only had 7 HP.
You only had 7 HP?
Yeah.
Okay, you collapse to the ground. Next up is Asker's clone. Asger, you need to roll a Scorching Ray at level whatever it is normally, where it has 3 bolts.
So, hang on. So they were at full HP, but we weren't. That is not fair.
Well, you don't know. You don't know what HP they have.
Well, I feel like if I did 19, they was almost at full. If I had taken 19, I would have been dead. So that's not fair. So how much damage did I take from that thing? Did I take 13 damage as well?
Yeah, whatever I said. It was 4, 5, 6, 7, 13,
great.
yeah.
So I'm at 2 health.
Okay, you're at 2 health. Now make a Scorching Ray attack. But don't consume the spell slot, because you're not actually using it up. Okay, Scorching Ray, Scorching Ray. What's your AC?
Does it matter? I just did a fucking But no, because I did it perfect, so I die either way.
Well, no, I mean, you rolled a natural 20. I suppose you're on 2 HP, which is true. But I think your AC is more than 12, right?
Yes, 14.
Yeah, it was going really well up until the third one. And then you take,
I know.
like,
That's
a
what I
butt
mean.
ton of damage and turn to ash. And then next up is going to be Milksteak's clone. Milksteak, what do you have? What's your normal... Okay, make a bear attack, like a bite in the claws, because this thing suddenly turns into a bear. But because that's an action, he can't do any attacks, so he just stands there as a black bear. Next up is they're all dead. It's back to Milksteak's turn.
Okay, so he is a black bear, and as I'm a black bear expert,
A black spurt.
black expert, yeah. So 19. What can I do?
I've got a trait here.
What's that?
Endurance.
Oh, yeah, you do. So how does that work?
So when you're reduced to 0 HP but not killed, I don't know what I've done, but that,
Yeah.
you can drop to 1 HP instead, once per long rest.
Okay, you drop to 1 HP. You're on 1 HP.
Ah, yes.
Congratulations. And
How do I
Milksteak,
change?
what do you... Sorry, what was that?
Oh, there we go. Got it. Cool.
Cool. Milksteak, what do you do against this bear?
He might fuck me up because I'm at really low HP. I need to think what I do. I might gonna need to cast something naughty. Is it so 20 feet cube? How big would be in this room?
That is the entire room.
Okay.
And also hilarious.
You know what's gonna happen next.
I don't. I'm Ash, so it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really know how death saves can save me at this point if I'm Ash.
Actually,
so do whatever you want.
I mean, that was just kind of flavor text. You do still get to do death saves. Let's say you're like when a marshmallow is held in the fire too long, you're crispy on the outside but still gooey on the inside.
Oh, lovely. Being gooey on the inside has always been a good thing, right?
Always, yeah. Come on, Milksteak, do something. I want you to go with your instincts and make some hilarious.
I'm gonna turn myself into a swarm of beetles.
Nice. Okay, a swarm of beetles versus the black bear, the age-old rivalry. Cool. All right, that's your action to turn into a wild shape, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are just turning into animals in front of each other. Next up is Smorgasborden's... Did you just go? Yeah, so it's your real Smorgasborden's turn now because your enemy just tried to ice knife you. So now you go.
Okay. Oh man, dangerous. I've got 1 HP left. I'm gonna have to go big. I've got no third level slots left.
Erupting hours.
It's gonna have to be Flame Blade level 2.
Nice.
All the things you have.
I'm going down. I'm going down right now.
Okay, with a 10,
That's done very well.
you managed to warm up a section of your double's armor and make him slightly more comfortable. I don't know all the spells that Smorgasborden has access to. Do you guys know all the stuff that he has?
Smorgasborden knows either.
Oh, okay.
I think I've exhausted all my attacking spells.
Yeah, he
now.
might just be out of like levels of spells. Like it's totally possible that he doesn't have anything stronger.
You didn't turn yourself in a beast or something.
Well, you only have a certain amount of wild shapes a day, right?
Yeah, two, but we haven't turned in like ages.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've done any. I don't think I've got anything else that seems to be like as attacking.
Yeah, but you can turn into an animal, right? And that gives you additional HP that is consumed before yours.
Oh man, yeah, I think I do.
That's fine. You can do that
Yeah.
instead if you like. You're still learning how to
Bloody druid.
do this.
I am. So what is that wild shape?
Yeah, wild
Yeah.
shape.
Oh, I've got wild shape. I didn't. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm still
It's
like
part of the learning process.
Honestly,
learning curve.
the only reason we're laughing is because we know that you're no longer like a rookie, so we're not laughing at you for being new. We're just laughing because this is like the dumbest situation ever. Like you go from destroying an entire room full of orcs to like I'm gonna draw my knife
And stab this armored guy.
the funniest thing.
It is pretty funny.
So
Cool. So
do forgive us.
do you wild shape
No, you
into
go for
something?
it. That's absolutely fine. So again, yeah, I'm going to turn into. So there are loads of things you can turn into, aren't there?
That's true.
I'll send you a link. 1 second.
But they're limited by challenge rating. I think you've got up to challenge rating like 1 or something like that.
Half, not
Half.
even 1.
Sorry, half. But that changes
I'll-
each level.
Yeah. Where
Is
it?
that your death saving throw?
Yeah, I just clicked the button to see if it would come up with some information. I didn't realize I would actually roll
Yeah,
anything.
that's fine. You'll need to roll it soon, but not this very second.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to. My bad.
Where is it?
I thought it would give me info on what it will be rolling or something.
Basically,
but
you
it
got to
just
roll a 10 or better in order to get a success. 3 successes and you come back to 1 HP. 3 failures and you like die.
Yeah.
I think the filter is applied to a half a challenge rating.
Okay. Let's have a look.
Oh, you guys can turn into apes? Why have we never done that? It's badass.
There's so many cool things you can do.
In one
Giant-
of my other games, one of the characters turned into a giant ape, which is basically King Kong size, and like ran across the map carrying all the other members of the party like babies.
Wow. There's
Oh
so
my
much you can do.
god. This
gonna
this is
become-
fucking
Okay.
insane, you guys. A
I
giant
know that-
wasp? That's so gross.
See, that's
Amazing.
it. I'm terrified of wasps. So I'm going to set a wasp on myself.
You the character or you the human?
Both.
Both.
So I'm going to turn into a giant wasp.
Nice. Okay, you do that. Make sure you keep the stats of the giant wasp handy because obviously your attacks and HP and shit are going to be the same as that. Cool.
Yeah.
You do that. That takes an action to do. You look menacingly buzzing at your opponent. Next up is Asger, the version that you all know and love. What do? You make a death saving throw. So you just roll a d20, or you could just click the thing as it seems to be doing. Wow, it rolled exactly the same. So that is 1 failure.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you just keep track of those. Next up is the bad version of Milksteak. The bad version of Milksteak is going to make a bear attack, so that's a bite and a claw. Can you roll that, please, Milksteak?
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. Blackberry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So bite and a claw.
Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure they both miss, right? Because your armor class has
Yeah,
got to be
because
more
his
than 9.
AC is 12. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so he
12,
tries to
I think.
bite and claw this enormous swarm of wasps, but can't find purchase. Because
Sorry, beetles,
beetles, sorry.
I think.
Next up is the bad version of Smorgasborden, because the real version just went. So this one is going to try to... this one is going to try to flame blade you. Can you do a flame blade attack, please?
If there's one thing I can do, it's a flame blade attack.
And make sure you replenish the spell slot after it's used, unless it's like a cantrip or something.
Yeah. Flame blade, here we go.
This is like playing chess against yourself. Oh, wow, the natural 1. You grossly fail to attack you as a giant wasp. So, yeah, I'm going to roll a d20 for them to see how badly they do. Okay, with a 10, the flame blade manages to strike out towards the giant wasp, but then he loses balance and just sort of trips onto the ground and then holds the like flame blade away from himself so he doesn't burn himself in a crumpled mass on the floor. And that is the end of
Awkward.
the duplicate Smorgasbordenstone.
Sounds
Now,
like me.
now it's the other version. The other version of Asger's turn, if I remember correctly. So therefore, it is going to make an intelligence check. Can you make an intelligence check, Asger? Okay, with a 19, he finally figures out how to unlock the iPhone and starts just typing,
Calling people.
tapping on things. Okay, so he's unlocked it. Make another intelligence check to see what he does now that it's unlocked. Okay, yeah, with a natural one, his hands are too sweaty and he drops the iPhone on the ground and it smashes irrevocably. And that is the end of the duplicate's turn. Milksteak's turn, and which one of you went last? You or the other one? So it's your real Milksteak's turn now.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight the bear with my swarm of beetles.
Nice. So the bear's AC has got to be less than 19, so that hits doing...
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you want the bad version of Milksteak to die?
So beetles just gets through its ears, mouth, everything, and it's just gonna burst it out from everywhere.
It's so weird that your attack does both piercing and piercing damage, or is part of that like poison or something?
Yeah, that's true. That is weird.
I suppose it doesn't matter.
It's just a swarm of beetles. Yeah, so the beetles not really poisonous, I guess.
Okay,
relax about it.
So all the beetles come out of the bear's like ears and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the anus.
And the anus, naturally.
Okay, cool. This thing is destroyed. And next up is Smorgasborden. Now, who went... It's the real Smorgasborden's turn.
It's my turn, yes. I'm going to sting myself.
Okay, go for it. Okay, with an 8, you miss yourself incredibly.
I'm so shit at rolling today.
And your enormous, like, abdomen strikes the fog in front of you. And that is the end of your turn. Asger needs to make a death saving throw. Unless you want to do something else in this tiny fog area.
No, I'm just going to buzz loudly to scare the person, because that scares me.
Okay, make an intimidation check. Bzzz.
Just the sound is enough to scare me.
Okay, with a 10, you look at the other version of yourself and they just sort of shrug and go, yeah, maybe. Now you need to make a death saving throw, please, Asger. Oh, with a natural 1, that's 2 death saving throws and you fall into actual death. And we go to Milksteak now, who is just standing there. You have nothing to do. You can't seem to penetrate this fog, but you can try to do something else if you want to.
So I cannot leave the fog, and the fog doesn't...
You can try, but describe to me how you try.
Well, since it's beetles, I'll try to dig into the ground. I'm gonna try to get through...
Okay, make an athletics check as the beetles.
The beetles have athletics check.
It'll be strength. Sorry, strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a 9, you bounce off of the stone floor with little to no effect, and all of the foreheads of each individual beetle is bruised. Smorgasborden, make a athletics check, and then make another one. Oh wow, you rolled exactly the same. So your double comes up to you, tries to wrestle you into submission, but you resist exactly as much, and you both jump apart suddenly. Next up is Milksteak. You're a bunch of beetles. What do you do?
What can I do? So I cannot get through the fog. I cannot get through the ground.
You probably just have to wait until all the fights are done.
I'm gonna try to look for poop and try roll it in a ball and just...
Okay, make an investigation check.
That's what beetles do, no?
Yeah, well, that's what dung beetles do.
Yeah, not all beetles roll poop.
With a 9, you find minimal amounts of fecal residue in the northeast corner of the room. Next, we're going to go to Smorgasborden. It's your attack or action now. What do you do as a giant wasp?
I'm going to sting. That's all I can do.
Go for it.
Keep on going.
Okay, with a 6, you miss even worse than the time before. Now the other milk steak is going to attack, and they're going to do another level 1 ice knife, so roll it again.
Oh, shit.
Okay, with a 10. Does that hit you? No, not even close. You're flinging attacks at each other that are missing by at least 2 meters. Like, not even remotely close. All right, it's your turn. What do you, the real Smorgasborden, do in this clash of the titans? Ineffectual titans.
It's so poor.
Oh, wow. That still doesn't hit your armor class, does it? As your enormous stinger just, like, crinkles itself up Looney Tunes style against your, like, what is it? Adamantine breastplate.
Class.
Oh, God.
This guy is going to try to turn into a giant wasp as well and just stands there looking ominous. Your turn. What do you do?
We go again.
13. You miss horribly.
Oh.
They try to sting you, so make another sting attack.
Wait, is the armor class the same?
Yeah. Sorry, the armor class of the wasp is different. So now...
It says 12, so 13 should hit.
Yeah, but that thing... Oh, yeah, you're right. It should. Okay, so the 13 hits, doing
Yay!
7, 12... What's your health again, Schmugsbud?
1.
No, your full health.
Oh, what of the wasp?
No, the full health of the wasp, yeah.
But he hadn't turned into a wasp
13.
when he stung the first
Hit
time, right?
points.
Oh,
No,
he did.
he had turned into a wasp when he did that
Yeah, no,
13
you're right.
attack. So how much hit points does a wasp have?
13.
So
Quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry. So when you turn into an animal, because I'm just curious how it works. Because it says hit points 13, but then it says 3d8. So 13 is like the average, right? But do you need to roll the 3d8 when you turn into an animal to see the?
No. You just get the normal hit. I mean, technically you could roll 3d8, but the way most people play is you just get the hit points that the stat dictates. But it's
Right.
basically saying that this creature is at level 3, and if it takes a short rest, it can roll 3d8 hit dice to replenish health.
I got you. Okay, I was just curious how it works. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I've never seen these lists. I've always just gone from what Arunas has said. I've never actually seen that thing, so it's quite
Yeah.
interesting now when I got
It's
the
like
link.
if
So
you guys
yeah.
fight a huge wasp and you don't quite kill it, and then you run out of its lair and sit around for a couple of hours, it gets to
Which
take a short
actually,
rest.
you know,
Yeah, and then that helps me give it a short rest. Cool. So this thing, you basically manage to sting it out of its wasp form, and it reverts to its Smorgasborden form. But then it can't sting you, so it's going to have to name some other things that you can attack with. This is
Spells
good
or
practice for
actions,
you. What?
Yeah. Spells or actions or just anything.
Either. Like, just give me a random flurry of them.
So I've got Gust of Wind,
Okay.
Moonbeam.
Okay, he's going to moonbeam
Yeah.
you, so cast moonbeam. You need to make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Okay, you fail horribly, taking 3 radiant damage as the beam of moonlight blinds you. Now it's your turn. Milksteak, you hear this clash of the titans happen vaguely 10 feet from you. It's mano a mano in the ultimate Smorgasborden challenge this Sunday. Cool. So what do you do now?
I'm gonna revert myself back into my normal form.
Okay. Basically, at this moment, as you revert to your normal form, Milksteak, you notice the fog clears. And Smorgasborden, you notice the fog clear too. And Asger, you notice, but you feel different than before. You feel a little bit more... what's the word?
Dead?
A little riskier, a little braver. You're like a slightly more cavalier version of yourself, but you stand there, alive, looking at the corpse of the scorched other version of yourself, and you realize, I was the real version all along. Who was this imposter?
Oh, so I'm now the other guy.
Yeah, so you have to play it ever so slightly differently than you did before. So, like, I've just decided, because, you know, I'm the GM and I bend space and time to my will, that whereas the previous Asger was like, you know, ooh, I don't want to go in this room first, I'm concerned about this. This version of Asger, the one that survived, is more, slightly more like swashbuckling, but only slightly, like 5%.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I shall abide.
It just seems like a fun thing that happened. Okay, cool. So the fog is cleared. You see Smorgasborden fighting Smorgasborden, and Milksteak, you see Asger on the other side of the room looking slightly more debonair than he did before.
Not debonair, it's blue
So,
steel.
What does...
So wait. So
Yeah.
the first thing I want to do, like, what's up with Flea though? Are both Fleas dead?
Yeah, you see 2 corpses of Flea on the floor beside Milksteak, and you're filled with a deep grief.
I am feeling
I'm gonna ignore what's happened with Asger, and I'm gonna run towards Flea corpse, and I'm gonna cry and caress his body into my arms.
Okay,
and I'm gonna resurrect him.
You're gonna try and resurrect him with tears?
Yes. with
Okay, make a
my-
medicine check.
and I'll do the same, but on the other Flea. That's my Flea.
Okay, you make a medicine check too.
Singing away.
It was a bad idea to begin with, and we rolled badly. It's great.
Oh wow, you both rolled terribly. You're not sure. Basically, the medicine check reveals that neither of you are particularly good at medicine, and you're not sure whether these fleas can be revived or not. They seem lifeless, but you've got no training to reveal the truth of the situation. Is that the end of your respective turns?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just gonna enjoy the battle.
Nice.
Oh,
Smorgasborden, whose turn is it?
I've lost all track of what's happening.
Oh no, it's your turn. It's your turn because you just made a saving throw against the moonbeam. So you're basically standing in a moonbeam. If, as you would know, unless you move out of the way, you'll get damaged by it next turn.
Okay, so I'd better move then, yeah?
Yeah, you can move to the right or left. It's fine. Cool. Now what do you do?
I'm not a wasp anymore, am I? I'm out of wasp form.
No, I don't see why you would. You only lost 3 damage.
Oh, okay. I thought I got loads of damage. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, I'm sorry, everybody, but I'm gonna have to sting again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing a wasp can do.
Yeah,
With a 14, I think, you know, your guy, because he reverted to his normal self, he has huge armor again. Yeah, I feel like you might want to revert out of your wasp form, considering the incredibly overly armored figure in front of you, as your stinger continues to bend into a series of crinkle-cut chip shapes. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm going to... Not right now, obviously, because I'll get attacked next, but no, I'm fine. I'm staying as a wasp, but next go.
Much like you did before, this Smorgasborden is going to try to unarmed strike you because he doesn't understand where his strengths lie. So make an unarmed strike. Yeah, with a 17. Does that hit wasp form? I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's-
so you take 4 bludgeoning damage, and this version of Smorgasborden, rather than realizing that that's not his strength, he thinks, yeah, you see him look down at his fist almost like aghast at its power, and you take 4 bludgeoning damage. Now it's back to your turn. And Asger and Milksteak, you're essentially spectators at this point, but if you want to do something, you can attack if you want to.
I'm enjoying the fight.
Just out of curiosity, how much health do I have if I'm the new guy?
Did you attack your guy successfully? How many times?
Once for 19.
Okay, yeah, he's on 8 HP, so you're on 8 HP.
Oh, so he was at full HP. That's what I said. That's so unfair, man.
Well, you don't know how they got there. You don't know what path they took. You don't know how well they did against their enemies.
Well, clearly showing up, all refreshed and full health to a fight. If he had been at my health, he would have died on my first attack. So I'm bummed
What
out.
are the rules, Joe? What are the rules?
This guy's
are
5%
the
more swashbuckling. He had an entirely different path through the dungeon. He was crushing skulls.
Yeah, he should have been more damaged than I was, because he always steps into the room first.
Depends on the rolls. Maybe he just rolled 20 after 20 after 20.
If he did, so would I, because he was me, bro.
No, this, I should tell you, this is Asger C134. You were Asger C135.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay, so if you
135.
want to intervene in this fight, you can, but otherwise you can do some sort of passive action.
No, I want to see this play out.
Okay. All right. So therefore, It is the other. It's real Smorgasborden's turn now, right?
Real smorgasbord.
Okay, go for it.
I'm abandoning my wasp technique. Wasp's gone.
Okay.
Like, it's done. And now I'm wondering what the hell to do because I've
Okay.
got such high armor class.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah. It's clunk, clunk, clink, clunk, clink, clunk.
and a limited knowledge of the game, and I don't know what to do.
But if anything, the other Smorgasborden has just as limited a knowledge of the game.
What about some spells or something though? Like, do you have any cantrips, any spells? Because that obviously ignores the armor class, right?
My spells were the flame blade and stuff that I was doing.
Well,
Okay,
no, some spells make the other person make a saving throw. Those ignore armor class, but some spells are a ranged spell attack that do involve armor class.
Okay, I'm gonna list a few spells, and you guys, with your greater knowledge, tell me if this sounds good. Thunderclap. What do you reckon?
I think that's a pretty good area of effect spell. I think it does damage in like a range.
Its range 5 feet, 2d6 damage. Hit / DC, whatever that is 14.
If you read the description, it'll say something like a loud noise, incapacitate, or does something to the people in a 10-foot radius or something.
Yeah, so you create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range, other than you, must succeed on a Constitution saving throw of 1d6 thunder damage. The spell's damage increases by 1d6 when you reach 5th level, but I'm not there yet.
I'm pretty sure you guys are level 5, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, what level are we? Oh yeah, we
Fine.
are. Yeah. Should I do that?
That would ignore armor class, theoretically. So if you just click it and put the text in the chat, then we can read the details. So make a Constitution saving throw, please. Nice. The bad version of you fails, taking only 3 damage as you rolled incredibly badly on the damage roll. But this thing is looking on death's door. And Asger, you conclude, looking at the other Smorgasborden's incredibly bloodied form, that this version of Smorgasborden mustn't have been on full health, and perhaps his journey through the dungeon was slightly less good. Okay, cool. So next up is, I don't know, Asger. Again, just what do you do?
I mean, I'm at 4 health, so I feel like the battling needs to stop because otherwise I'm gonna actually die. So I'm gonna pick the.
How did you get on 4? You were on 8 before.
Yeah, but I just took damage.
No, you didn't. The range is only 5 feet.
All right.
The sound can be heard 100 feet away, but that doesn't mean it does damage 100 feet away.
I didn't understand. I just read 100 feet, and then I said each creature within range, so I just did the thing.
It's like the magic version of when someone does this to someone's ears.
Into the okay. So how many spell slots and shit do I have then? Because I guess I'm a new person, right?
You have all the ones that you had before you died, plus 2, and you can put them wherever you want them to be.
I'm just gonna stick with the Scorching Ray.
Go for it.
And I'm gonna do a level 2 Scorching Ray on the Smorgasborden. That's
Which one though?
But which one is
my
it?
my Smorgasborden?
Okay,
How do you know which one is yours?
Make an insight check.
What do you
Which
mean,
one
how
is
do
it?
You know?
Oh.
The one stand. Cause
How
we
do you
all
know they
stand-
didn't change places in the scuffle?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna assume that one is mine because that's where I saw him last. So I'm just gonna attack this guy.
You can assume, but who knows?
I mean, I don't, but that's what
If
I
you don't
assume.
have the foresight to mark your Smorgasborden with a Sharpie on his forehead, you deserve everything that comes to you.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the one I'm attacking is my old Smorgasborden, but I'm a new Asger, so I'm gonna fuck that Smorgasborden up.
Clever. I see what you did there. No one else sees because you all look identical, but I see.
All right, so
Okay, with a 9, an 8, and a 12, all 3 rays scorch over this Smorgasborden's head, destroying the door behind him, revealing a corridor beyond the door. But you fucked up that door well and good. Make no mistake about that.
Fuck that door, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that the end of Asger, the Swashbuckling's turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Next up is Milksteak. You're watching what essentially amounts to a schoolyard brawl at the moment.
Okay, so which of the smorgasborden died then?
Well, they're both
No one.
alive.
There's still. I missed all three.
Oh.
Scorching
Oh,
Ray.
you missed. Oh yeah.
He
but-
destroyed the door utterly
I
behind
fucked up
them.
the door.
Desperate for one of them to die. We don't even care which one now.
Why didn't you just kill yourself then?
I'm
Flaming blade to the face.
I'm gonna use my last slot of a, and I'll cast a first level ice knife.
I love that you both have that
Okay.
spell.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'll cast a.
It's gonna
This
do
one.
damage. Well, it doesn't matter because it's gonna damage both regardless.
Oh, it's true.
Go for it. Roll it up.
All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Let's
Let's
fuck
roll
it
the
up.
dice.
And this has been the weirdest session of D&D I've ever played so far. I mean, I love it.
Okay, with a 12, I'm pretty sure that misses, but the other Smorgasborden needs to make a dexterity saving throw, please. The real one, but I'm not going to reveal which is which. Okay, now make another one. Okay. One Smorgasborden is reduced to sharp shards of ice. The other one stands bloodied but alive. Smorgasborden, you feel more or less the same. You look at the corpse of the Smorgasborden below you and you think, there, but for the grace of Odin goes I. And you're glad to be alive.
All right, so you're pretty much the same dude then. I see.
Oh man, thank God for that. Oh, sorry about that fight, everybody. That was traumatic for all involved.
I mean, it's like
It's
that
Freudian.
that's what happens, right? Like if because you kept attacking yourself with melee attacks, and you have like super high armor class.
I don't understand yet, so I'm just like, what's going on?
I love
love
that
it.
you've discovered how strong you must be against enemies in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone else now we know what everyone else feels like. And I
Nice.
love how the one time I rolled well this time was when I attacked myself. And then I did a natural one on death saving throw. It's fantastic.
That was incredibly unlucky. It's 2 death saving throws, and that Asger is dead as a doornail.
dead as a doornail. All right.
It's dreadful rolling.
Well,
You know what I mean?
so how do I feel about like these two? Like, do I know that these are? Do my character know that these
Roll
are
a-
not my real ones?
Roll a d20.
All of us.
Well, no, just Asger. But if the rest of you want to try to determine whether the other people standing next to you are your real versions or the clone versions, roll a d20.
I do.
Milksteak. Oh,
Ooh, no,
that
no,
feels like
not
too
11.
many.
And the first one is at 1. So.
Okay. None of you are really sure whether the rest of the companions standing beside you are the ones you began with. All you know for certain is that 2 flea corpses sitting limply on the ground in front of you are sadly no longer conscious, and no one seems to have the medical knowledge to deal with it, so they seem to be very much lifeless at this point.
I think I know what to do.
Not according to your previous medicine check, you don't.
No, so
Sick burn.
I'm just gonna find that yellow vial and I'll
The vomit vial?
the vomit vial that they don't know about, or they do know about the vomit vial,
Mhm.
and I'll say, "Shall we regenerate our HP?"
You're trying to determine whether your companions know that it's a vomit vial or not.
Yeah.
Okay. As Asger, you have no idea. You think, oh yeah, that seems like a decent potion. And Smorgasborden, you realize that, yeah, why would you use a vomit vial?
But I'm also, I think I understand maybe, actually, I'm not telling you what's happening. I maybe nod along, like, yeah, all right, yeah, we don't do it.
I mean, and that I'll say yes. That's a great idea, and then I drink one of my health potions.
Nice. Go for it. Do you need to
Okay,
know the stats associated with it?
Is it the? Is this the
Is it a regular health potion?
Oh no! I just realized I have this pendant that makes me. I'm immune to disease.
Oh, that's pretty
I
sweet.
didn't realize. I fucking didn't. I don't even remember having that.
So a regular
That's a
healing
little-
potion is 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find. Because I've never used one, so I must have one somewhere. Where is it?
Why you didn't drink this yellow one?
All right. Well, I guess I can't find it, so I must have used it or never added it. I can't conjure it. So
That's fine. This version of Asger actually does have a health potion, so you can roll 2d4
okay.
plus 2. But he only has 1.
Well, yeah, I'm at such low health. I'm happy to.
Okay, you restore 6 hit points.
Sweet. I'm at 13 health.
Nice. What does everyone
cool, guys.
do now?
Guess we go through the door.
Are you not gonna do your potion? I ask Milksteak.
No, this potion was for you. I'm quite well off.
Are you though? You look a bit fucked up.
Oh, by the way, Asger, this version of Asger says huzzah instead of yield.
Okay, gotcha.
No longer my catchphrase.
I mean,
Huzzah.
you can
I'm
still
gonna
say
have to write this down.
yield, but in the situation that you would usually say it, just say huzzah and we'll see how it goes. If it gets a laugh, then we'll keep doing it. Otherwise, you'll suddenly realize that you remember yield being a good word.
Oh, well, actually, catch phrase.
You leveling up your
Huzzah.
catchphrase?
No, I'm just adding one.
In my notes,
Nice.
under notes, I have a catchphrase. Huzzah!
Yeah, I just want to play around with this whole like very slightly 5% different role-playing thing and see if we can get some comedy out of it.
For shizzle.
Cool. So what do you guys do? You're in a room with a flaming broken door and 2 goblin corpses, in addition to some corpses that look exactly like you.
I feel like we should have a rest.
So
That'd be good.
yeah,
we
One HP,
continue.
so-
I mean, I would love a rest because I'm kind of fucked up as well. The only thing I feel like I wonder now though, so what do I know? Because clearly I don't like all of this shit that we've just been through. I haven't done any of that.
Well, you don't know.
But surely I do know because I came from the other door, so I can't have come through that door. So I should know what's on the other side, right?
That's a very good point. All you know
Yeah.
is that you appeared in the corridor on the other side of this door, walked down it, and then opened the door. So I can show you what the corridor looks like. And you notice there were 2 offshoots to the corridor that you could have taken, but you chose to take the door that was in front of you. And you got into this corridor by opening the door at the end of the captain's like rowboat ride. And by opening that door, you ended up in this corridor and then opened a door and ended up in this clone room.
So essentially, it's somewhat like it's pretty much like a mirror to what we did, but in a slightly different way. Things happen differently, I'm sure, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, you took the
So for
same
the
path
I mean,
to get there.
So basically, for the purpose of the game, I can just keep assuming that I've been through roughly this stuff
Yeah,
math-wise.
you can assume you went through basically the same thing, but every now and then I want you to remember succeeding where you failed and failing where you succeeded. Like, you remember that mouth riddle? Guess that on the first try, guys. How sweet was that? I nailed it. Wubba lubba dub dub, just right off the dome, straight away.
I didn't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Well, I feel like we can probably keep going for a bit because Milksteak said he was fine. He didn't need a potion, and I just drank one, so I don't want to stand around healing with dice. So let's move.
Well, I'm on 1 HP. I'm nearly dead.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, he's got a health potion. Drink his health potion. And I point like that because Arunas is on my left in the thing.
In the little
Probably
box.
doesn't make sense. Might not make sense to you guys, but
I get it.
Milksteak's got a health potion for you.
I'm happy to carry on. I think we can rest at some point. My armor class is, as we've established, pretty high.
This is true. All right.
Cool.
Let's keep going, and I suppose I will start walking down here then to keep going, don't I?
Yeah, you can. And you discover that on the other side of that door is a small beach and a river that you remember getting out of and walking through the door, and you're confused as to why it's on this side as opposed to the other side.
Yeah, I look around and see what are the other guys doing then.
They're walking in the opposite
I'm
direction.
going into.
All right, so I'm going to be like, yep, cool. Yeah, no, it's still here, guys. The boat and the river thing is still here. Just want to make sure, and then I'm gonna
Make a performance or deception check, and then Smorgasborden, what do you say?
I'm going to ask him why he's acting funny.
Okay.
He's acting strange.
Let's see what that check reveals, and that'll determine how good he is at responding. Okay, with a 15, you get the sense that he's genuinely making sure that the river that you guys just came through is still where it is, because of all the tomfoolery that's been going on in the dungeon. What do you respond to Smorgasborden, Asger?
Sorry, what did he say?
Why are you acting so funny and curious and strange?
I was just quite weird fighting yourself, wasn't it? It felt like part of me died when I killed myself. I mean, I guess you didn't feel that because you didn't. I'm swashbuckling Asger, yo. I speak the truth.
Truth bombs left, right, and center. Do you guys go forward, right, or left in this three-pronged corridor?
I'm gonna try to open the door on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Allow me to consult my notes. A massive, disembodied humanoid head hovers above the floor of this room. The bottom of its neck is capped with some kind of metal device. It appears to be muttering to itself, but what it's saying sounds like gibberish.
I'll just slowly close the door and just walk away.
The muttering sounds like this.
All right. As he's trying to close the door, I'm going to kick the door in.
Okay.
I'm gonna step inside and say, "Speak up."
Okay. As you get close to the disembodied head, you notice that the device at the base of the head's neck is a series of pipes and tubes connecting it to a glowing furnace behind it. A clumsy series of gears and wheels grinds loudly from inside the device, which coughs up weak plumes of smoke every now and then. As the furnace glows brighter, the head begins to speak more clearly, which is to say its gibberish only gets louder. Mumford, potato, spelling, Casper, igneous. It sounds as though it's listing words, and now it starts to yell. A piercing hiss comes from beneath the pipes and tubes under the head, and a bunch of thin strips of parchment suddenly shoot forth. From the dark corners of the room, 4 giant spiders suddenly rush up in a kind of worshipful reverence. One skitters up to you and shoves the parchment strips in your collective faces. Read, it chitters, to self, not out loud.
I read out loud.
Okay.
Because I'm no one's bitch. I'm probably taking the swashbuckling a bit far, but I'm going to go with it.
5%, not 50, but that's I like it.
As these enormous spiders are sort of hovering beside you, like with their hands clasped together, waiting to see what you make of the parchment, that is where we will end the session. Well done, guys.
Oh my god.
That was tense.
Fun, yeah. That was
Yeah, we didn't get very far, like map wise, but compared to all the other ones.
But it was tense.
However, more has happened.
Yeah.
It's been a dramatic ride.
You faced your own psyches. That's something that doesn't happen every day.
I mean, I feel like I'm a totally different Hey, what's my race again? Rock gnome.
You're a totally different rock gnome than you were before.
I'm not the same rock gnome as I used to be. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Things are
All right.
going to change around here, boys.
That's handy to know.
I'm 5% more swashbuckling than I was before. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.